Hello everybody. Today we are going to look into the module SuiteCRM Targets, what those are, when you should use it and when you should not be using them. Okay, so let's go. In case you're new to SuiteCRM, you might have noticed the targets, and this is quite a special concept around SuiteCRM, so other CRM systems don't usually have this. Let's move backwards and see which modules are used when. So you've got accounts, contacts, opportunities. These are usually your core modules that you would be working with. Accounts are companies. Contacts are people. They might be working in those companies. And opportunities are just the sales opportunities, what you could sell to the contacts and or the accounts. Leads is a very standard module in almost all CRMs out there. And it's usually the starting point inside your CRM system for your data. So you could receive leads by going to trade shows, by entering those manually, by integrating it with your website, with your marketing automation, and so on and so on. So leads are usually, let's look into this. If you click on one lead, you would be able to convert it later on. And conversion here means a lead. It's a mix of a human, a company, and a request about a buying prospect or buying opportunity. So this is exactly what you would be converting it into. So you would be converting it into a contact, into a account or company, and you can create a opportunity from that lead as well. And now SuiteCRM is coming up with a specific module which is still before the leads, at least in the standard sense here. Let's look into the targets. So targets are usually, if you're going even further backwards, the stage of your data before something converts into a lead. So when should you be not using it? If your processes are fairly simple, you just got a standard website, you got your contact form, you want to have your leads created by the contact form, and then you are pretty certain the quality that we are receiving here can already be converted most frequently into your contacts and accounts and opportunities. Then you don't need to look into leads. When should you be doing it? Or when should you be using targets in the first place? If your processes or your streams of data which are coming into your CRM system are more complex than that. So it could be that you're buying data and importing them, and then you proactively want to reach out to them. So like cold calls, cold emails, cold outreach. Then it might make sense to use the targets rather than the leads, because in the leads, SuiteCRM would define it for you, somebody who already has shown some interest, because in the leads, you've got this field opportunity value, and a target doesn't have this. So therefore, we can infer a target, they do not have any request for us. They did not ask us about anything specific. So it's mostly like a fancy Excel sheet of data that you do not yet know what to do with it. Or it could as well be that you have generated lists of data from somewhere, you know this data, but they did not contact you. So if you do, for instance, social media advertisement, then you can have those advertisement or the results of it, like landing pages, forms, and so on. Those go into the leads, but everybody you want to target with emails again, they would be inside the targets. So you have to see how it makes sense in your specific situation and whether you want to go through it. Let's create a target and see the difference here. So first of all, you've got first name, last name, just like with any other person's record, meaning the leads and the contacts. So, and I would just create first 21, last 21, doesn't matter. And then job title would be anything, CEO, and then we've got a mobile phone number, and then we've got the account name already, which is the comp21. And then you might have a street address, an email, and so on and so on. So you see, you've got plenty of fields that are already familiar to you from the contacts module, from the leads module, and they reappear here. And now we would be able to save this. And what you could do with those now, you do some outreach, and you can even include them in your processes. You can increase the usability here. So for instance, you've got, as you can see, all the activities here, history. So you can do phone calls, you can do emails, and so on. You can add them in campaigns as well. So if you check out my other video on the target list, which don't really have anything to do with the targets as such, but could be related as well, then you will see that these fit into the whole concept of sales and marketing inside your CRM system. If it's becoming more concrete, maybe you would define it as an internal process. So this person now replied something like, sounds interesting, can you send me more information? What would you do then? You can go ahead and convert this target here, and let's see what happens then. We are simply being redirected or moved to a create lead form, and all the details here are pre-filled. So this is very important because now I don't have to re-enter the details, and you can see most of the fields are fairly similar to before. They copied, or like the conversion process already copied the information for me. Some details are not here, for instance, the status, the lead source, and so on. So you might need to enrich your data here at this specific step. I click on save, and now we've got this lead here in place, and that means we don't have to go back to the targets anymore. But there is a little bit of a shortcoming. Why? Let's go into this. So if you work with contacts and you know that there might be one contact, ideally you don't have duplicates, but there might be 3 new requests from this contact. So the leads could be duplicates, because a lead is not really like a person, but it is more like a request of a person, including the person detail, including the company detail, and the opportunity detail. And therefore, it would be possible to have multiple leads related to one contact or to one account. And for targets and leads, this might be a bit similar, or not at all, depending on your processes, how you define them. The thing is, if you have contacts and leads, you would know after you're converting them, and I do this quickly here just to show you how that would work or look like. So now I'm not ought to work with this lead anymore. So I've got this contact here, and the contact takes precedence over the lead in terms of value inside your CRM system, because mostly you're defining your process, working the process and the contacts. So now basically you've got the contact, so you don't have to work with a lead anymore, because there's more value here. As you can see, you've got all the details here with all the relationships and subpanels and everything. The lead would now show as converted. That means if you see the lead with the status converted, you won't touch it anymore. There's one issue with the targets. Let's go into it and check this again. So here, as you can see, there is no status. So here, from just looking at this target, we cannot tell whether it has been converted, whether I should keep on doing phone calls here, sending emails, and so on. So this is a bit tricky. What you could do for this case is, let's first go into the studio and confirm whether that's really the case. So you would be able to use the targets just like as you use all the other modules as well. So you can see most of the person fields are here as well. First name, last name, the address. So all the core data, great. What we don't have here is a status. We've got the geocode status, which is not the status itself. So what you could do here is you would simply add a status or add something like an action drop down. And in the action drop down, you would say something like convert now. And then for convert now, you would create the workflow on the target. In case it has been changed to convert now, you would create a lead from this target, copying all the fields, and then you can set the status of the target here to converted. And this already helps and finishes basically your process, because now you know you wouldn't continue talking or creating transaction like email and phone calls with this target. You would now work with the lead, or if the lead should be already converted, then of course you would use the contact eventually. So it's a bit tricky because it's not entirely ready out of the box. So you have to adjust it a little bit to your processes. I highly suggest the status. In general, I'm a big fan of the status field, not only in CRM, even in ERP, marketing automation or whatever. So if you use the status with a record, you always know what's the status of a record. So very helpful. Try to use this one in order to help you with the work, with the process in your company. Overall, as I said, it's a bit special. You can use it. It has a big advantage that you can, just by looking at your modules, get a very good understanding of in which stage is this person at the moment. Is this a potential customer at the customer journey with your company? And you have the great a sense of how many records do you have in which position at the moment. You have different workflows, different processes with the different modules. So therefore, if you distinguish those, it's just clearer, because a lead contacted you already, a target has not contacted you, a contact, an account is about to, or potentially is about to, buy from you. So it's very clear to distinguish it. But of course, you've got one more module that you have to manage the data. You have to governance any changes. You have to be sure that if you convert something, you would need to build it all the way by yourself, or use the workflows, or use processes inside your operational phases in order to make them work. So you have to find a balance. Structurally wise, data wise, I like it. It is a little bit more effort. If you have a lot of data, it might make sense. If you have a lot of different processes around marketing and sales, it might make sense as well. If you have very clear, precisely defined processes in a small niche market, then maybe you can just skip the targets and work with leads and or accounts contacts right away instead of the leads. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.